Okay, one second. One second. Let me get something real quick. Second. All right, returning home. The Laporte's in Oriange's capable hands. We needn't worry about the affairs here in our absence. Knowing now that the face of their earthly collaborators, there is much to discuss with Alphino and the others. Let's return to the Tower of Babel. Our battle for the star will soon begin in earnest. You must be prepared. Yeah, how the hell are we gonna go back to the star, dude? I was gonna dash to it, but I was like, never mind. Look at me. Both named Sweeper? Oh, okay, that's okay, that was something else. Exit to the Nether Gate. Nether Gate. Not a cool cutscene or anything. They could have done a lot of shit with that. Gods, I can scarcely believe we went to the moon and back. But we'll have time to reflect on that later. For now, we need to head back to Camp Broken Glass, deliver a thoroughly detailed report to Lucia. I'd like very much to know how everyone is getting on here as well. They'd only just begun to treat the tempered prisoners when we left. I share your curiosity, but warning our allies of the final days is of greater importance. I speak not only of the contingent, but, of course, the heads of a state of every weary nation must know what we have learned. We know not when or where or in what manner the final days will begin to manifest. So we must see that everyone is prepared. Agreed. There we may wish to stress the importance of discretion, lest the public be sent into a panic. Not that anyone in a position of responsibility should need to hold or should need to be told as much, but it bears repeating. Anyways, first things first, to Camp Broken Glass. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. Ooh. Oh, there we go. It's good to see you all again. No worse for your lunar adventure, I hope. Done what we can for now. Believe me, we intend to tell you all about it. Before we do, might you tell us of what's become of Gollarmold in our absence? We succeeded in subduing the tempered inside the Tower of Babel. Took many alive, but combined with those who were already in our custody, the number requiring care has grown exponentially. The inclement conditions here have made it difficult, not impossible, to treat them all here, and so we have petitioned the aid of the allied nations. Some are understandably hesitant to prefer assistance, particularly those that were but recently subject to imperial occupation. That said, several others have agreed to grant them refuge for treatment. With the assistance of your fellow Scions, we endeavor to see them safely transported and subsequently cured of their tempering. Will all the tempered be relocated? No, not all. We have sufficient shelter to attend to those whose treatment has begun, and enough healers have volunteered to remain until their patients have recovered. Julius is one such patient, though he is not yet fit to receive visitors. Truth be told, it was a miracle he and those in his company were not harmed in the chaos. Not for Alphino and Alizé's timely assistance, I dare say none of them would be with us today. In light of recent developments, have the Alliance leaders come to any decision regarding Garlemald? The tremendous ramifications of what has happened here. It will take time to determine what must be done. In the meantime, I intend to work with the Eastern Alliance to keep close watch over the provinces. We have other news to share. Shortly after Anima was defeated, we received reports that each and every tower has vanished. For Mercy, the process was apparently not quite as violent as what you experienced in Thavnair. Those who were trapped within them have been rescued and are receiving treatment. Facing this endeavor, the Beast tribes have received instruction in their magics needed to cure tempering. Master Matoya is no doubt thrilled the mother Porxie affords her so many visitors. Yes, we are grateful for her ongoing efforts, as well as those of our comrades near and far. As for the contingent, several of our members have been granted leave to return to their homelands after the transfer of Tempered has been completed. Lucy and I will remain, along with a small force, to continue offering aid for those in Garlemald. Empire may be no more, but there are yet those who call these lands home. I believe that accounts for recent events here. So is the moon in this Leferoy. Well, you will not believe the moon's actually a giant fucking spaceship. Leferoy. Final days. Gods, I prayed your victory would mark the end of our troubles. There's still much we do not know, but the Alliance leaders must be told. Would you be willing to contact them in our stead? Yes, of course. I will send word forthwith. We'll also release your fellow scions from their present duties, so that they may return to Sharlayan. Your energies are better spent finding a means to avert the coming apocalypse. Speaking of your fellow scions, we'll be happy to hear that Mistress Kryl, though still on the mend, has been moved to the Valdesian Annex and given into Tataru's care. Thank you. I look forward to seeing them both on our return. Let's be on our way then. Second. One last thing, if I may. After your conversation with Zodiark, you said Xenos took his leave. In all likelihood, he has returned here to Garlemald. I have a mind to dispatch scouts to try and ascertain his whereabouts, but first, I wish to ask if you believe there is merit in doing so. If they found him, they would definitely be likely not to tell the tale. He would just die. He would just murder him. I suppose you're right. Dispatch good soldiers in pursuit of such a beast, to send them to their deaths. Every good eye entertain the notion. While on the subject of Xenos, the 10th Legion has made an official proclamation. It announced the Crown Prince and condemned his role in the Emperor's downfall. His very title has become a source of shame among his former subjects. Its continued use serves only to hinder relations with foreign nations. For this reason, he has been declared Xenos Viator Gavis, outcast, an enemy of Garlemald. And Daniel is no more. His people turn against him. It seems he's naught but his own bloodlust to keep him company. Better that than an army to see it sated. At any rate, I will not keep you longer. I pray you safe passage to Sharlayan. I've been to Sharlayan forever. Oh, we've been here for so long, actually. to the Baldesian Annex. You have to click on it like 4 times for it to go. Yeah, what's up, Grell? Welcome back, Zoe. We were so terribly worried about you. Though as plain I have caused my own fair share of worry, and for that I apologize. Helen called to me that day when you entered the Tower of Babel. Her pleas were faint but desperate, and I knew at once she required a vessel to carry out her will. What came after feels like a dream barely remembered, my body flowing through the life stream toward Garlemald. When I regained consciousness, I was all aches and frostbite, exhausted of aether. So exhausted, in fact, I could only laugh, for it was in that moment I understood Raha's awareness from the Tower of Zod. But that I could laugh at a time like this. Though we prevented Zodiac from being unleashed upon the world, I'm curious to know what else took place there on the moon. Perhaps we should wait to we should wait for the others to join us before you give your account. Let's reconvene in the main hall once they arrived. Your comrades to arrive? Yep. Sure, I've kept you all waiting. Not at all. I understand you've been quite busy. Will Orange be joining us? He's a little occupied on the moon. Duty keeps him away, I'm afraid. But Zoe can explain why better than I. Let's see. It's haunted. It was haunted. I unhaunted it. Now it's a spaceship. And there's moon bunnies. What a fucking world we live in. The following days, as befell Emra. We are to escape via the moon? What of the source and its reflections? Ah! Boom. I have no intention of standing by while the world falls to ruin. So how do we stop this? Fortunately, we have no answers at present. The celestial currents have grown stagnant, as was the case in the time of Amara. The solution would be to alter the flow of aether throughout the entirety of the star. The ancients accomplished this by summoning Zodiac, sacrificing half the stat's population, or half the star's population in the doing, but it should go without saying that such a sacrifice must not and cannot be repeated. Which leaves us with the daunting task of identifying the underlying catalyst for the final days, a feat which even the Emeraldians couldn't accomplish. Fortunately, we found no clues in Mare Lematorium. There's still so much we do not know of the catastrophe itself, let alone what may have caused it. The final days were marked by the corruption of the Emeraldians' creations and magics, but we command no such power. Which invites the question, what havoc does it have in store for us? If we knew that much, perhaps we could draw some parallel with the events of the past and thereby form some semblance of a plan. Perhaps we should start with the Forum. Having worked with the Laportes in secret all this time, there is surely more they can tell us. Forgive the interruption, but I have urgent news. The Forum is holding a public assembly in the plaza outside, some sort of announcement. What's Father up to now? Does anyone want to find out? Yeah, time to go to the announcement. A public assembly. What you got? What you got? I love it's just ominous music, so it has to be good. It has to be good. There's no way. Definitely not gonna, say that we're condemned from the Baldesian Annex. Oh no.
Order! Order, I say!
Alright, Barney.
I thank you all for gathering here on such short notice. This day we must speak of grave affairs and their implications for the future of Sharlayan, nay, of this very star.
End of days.
Said affairs concern all citizens, and so we have called for a public assembly.
The world's ending, by the way. You're welcome.
You may have heard rumors of the Talopheroi and the havoc these madmen wreak abroad. Under normal circumstances, we would pay little heed to petty disturbances outside our borders. The final days, however, are another matter altogether. For we dare not ignore these prophetic words of Eld. The End-bearers will come, ushering chaos and calamity. The final days descend and devour the very star.
I've never heard this prophecy.
Is it true? Will all that really happen?
Calm yourselves. The time has come to speak of the Forum's most sacred duties. But first...
Give voice to the voiceless. Let bindings be unbound. By unanimous decree, I declare the enchantment broken.
Okay. The forum is now open. Moon's haunted.
Master Leveilleur, if you would.
Leveilleur. Leveler. Orchenault. Leveler.
"270 years ago, our forebears began an expedition in the Dravanian hinterlands, in search of a route to access the ethereal sea. This much is public knowledge. Their findings, however, would become the Forum's most closely guarded secret. What those researchers discovered in the hinterlands was not a passage unto the ethereal sea, but the very heart of our star. And Hydaelyn
I
herself.
fucking called it. I called it, didn't I? Oh,
Spoke
pick
to
up the
them of
phone.
a calamity that would extinguish all life, and of a means by which we might be spared. The moon. 'Tis in truth a gargantuan vessel built to serve as sanctuary for her children and deliver them from this doom. Much like Nunkref's hope in ages past, it will bear the people of a world in the throes of death to a new home.
Needless to say, this will be no small undertaking. To facilitate the great work, the Forum has maintained close contact with the servants of Hydaelyn, who presently reside on the moon. Convinced that the foretold end was all but inevitable, we began amassing a wealth of knowledge, not merely for the betterment of our nation, but in preparation for the journey to come.
You reveal this to us now? By the gods, how long do we have?
While we cannot say with certainty, we believe the hour to be nigh. We received a transmission from the moon suggesting as much not long ago. Which is why we must in earnest begin preparations for the Great Exodus.
The Great Exodus.
For his impressive contributions, and the leadership he demonstrated during our withdrawal from Dravania, we have elected Master Leveilleur to oversee this initiative.
Fellow scribes and scholars, my countrymen, we face a threat of unprecedented scale. We must challenge the trials before us with composure and conviction if we are to find salvation. The wisdom of Sharlayan has ever been a shining beacon in the darkness, and so it shall continue to be. It is our solemn charge to see our heritage preserved for future generations. For those who will come after, we will brave a new frontier.
Oh no. Oh no.
Administrative edicts will be relayed to all major institutions ere long. In the meantime, carry on with your duties. With that, I hereby call this assembly to a close.
Well, we didn't have to talk to them about it. They're just like, well.
Do you remember what Mother told us when we visited home?
Nope.
That it wasn't until after we were born that Father seemed to lose himself in his work. If that great work of his was the evacuation of this star, then...
Yes. It wasn't for his benefit. Would you mind waiting here a moment? I wish to speak with Father before we leave.
Oh, shit, dude. Take your time. This is where
Thank
they
you.
rekindle.
I shan't be long.
If it's all the same to
The
you,
broken
I have
bridge
a few choice words
forms.
to share with Father as well.
You.
So, come to call us cowards and bid us join your fruitless battle against the inevitable.
Nay, we do not object to the Forum's proposal. On the contrary, those who wish to flee have every right to do so. Urianger is cooperating with your associates on the moon to ensure that all is ready should evacuation be our only recourse.
Then whatever your business, I suggest you be brief.
Though we cannot boast the boundless wisdom of Sharlayan, we have first-hand knowledge of foreign cultures and have conversed with no small number of peoples. These experiences have taught us fundamental truths that cannot be recorded in any tome, nor charted on any map. The beating heart of this planet is its people, many of whom would give anything, even their lives, to protect the lands they love. Many may choose to join you in the end. But what of those unwilling or unable, for whom escape will never be an option? What would you have them do? To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, Father. It is indolence. This is why we choose to fight.
We'll not ask for your understanding, Father. Only that you don't turn a blind eye to the good we have done, that we can still do. We're not children in need of protection. Hold fast to your principles and let the world burn if it please. But we believe there is still another way. And if there is, we will find it. You see if we don't.
Yeah, bitch.
Do as you will. Just stay out of our way.
More than one way to crack an egg. We're gonna crack a planet. Or crack a catastrophe
Were
that's
he not
trying
so
to crack a planet.
consumed with self-righteousness, he might tell you how proud he is of you both.
Bold words call for bold action. And there'll be no turning to your father should plans go awry.
As if I ever would. So long as there are those who wish to stay and fight for this star, we have to do what we can to help them.
And if we're to do that, we'll need to be well rested. Wouldn't you agree? And having triumphed over what we once thought to be the source of all evil, I can think of no one in greater need of at least a dozen winks.
At least.
Shall we then? To the Annex. To prepare for tomorrow.
Oh, God. Whew. Does beg the differ, or does beg the question now. What do we do now? I do. Well, it tells me the forum made a rather momentous announcement. So there's to be a great exodus, is there? I'm reminded of my narrow escape from the Isle of Vol. Realization, the running, mixture of relief and regret. After, why me, I ask myself, why me? Why us? Why now? I wonder. There's no use fretting over the cosmic morality or lack thereof. We're here. We'll get through this together. Who knows? Maybe my luck will rub off and grant everyone a narrow escape. No harm in praying for much. Oh, but enough of my rambling. I'm sure you're exhausted. Your chamber awaits. Turning home. Leave. Visitors come knocking at your door. Where could it be? Who could it be? Is it Graha? It's gotta be, dude. No way. He's like, I can't sleep. Can I come snuggle? I come snuggle.
Oh, apologies. I didn't mean to. If you could spare a moment before bed.
What'd I say?
Thank you. I fear this may be the last quiet night we have to talk for quite some time. I am troubled of late. Unwarranted concerns, perhaps. I hope. Nevertheless, I feel compelled to share them with you.
What's wrong, little buddy?
You have bested your enemies thus far, Xenos and even Zodiac. Your victories have come at a considerable cost to yourself.
The fuck you mean?
No one is without their limits, and you are no exception.
The fuck out of my room.
I worry the added weight of the final days will prove more than you can bear.
That's why I got homies.
It is surely too much for any one man.
I have homies! What do you mean, one man? Are you gonna quit?
But you needn't bear it alone. Let me share your burden. My, carrying capacity pales in comparison to yours.
As do
but I could
most.
still help. Shoulder the occasional satchel from your ever-growing mountain of, baggage.
What?
You have already done so much to help relieve me of mine own encumbrances. 'Tis only fair that I repay you in kind. Of course, it needn't be only troubles we share. Moments of joy may seem few and far between now, but there will come a time when we look back fondly on this journey. The inquiry at the Forum, our
Yep.
march through the snows of Garlemald, our impromptu dinner in this very room. All
That
of
was
it.
nice. That was nice.
And that is to say nothing of the journeys yet to come, to the ends of the world and beyond. But tomorrow will be no less busy than today, and I've kept you from your rest long enough. Sleep well, my friend.
You want to snuggle? Fuck. Oh, thank God, now I can master. Roll the credits. A while earlier, the Alamegan Corner. Porter. Someone saying I was just gonna be strolling through, chilling.
Thank the gods that tower is gone. The sight of it was enough to make me sick.
Thank the Ilsebar contingent, more like. Word is, they fought their way into Garlemald and toppled the bloody thing themselves. Not just the one, neither. All the towers have up and vanished.
Aye, I heard the same. Commander Aldin and his troops helped keep casualties to a minimum, too. But is it true they brought back tempered Garlean soldiers?
For healing.
As Commander Aldin tells it, they've a treatment for that now. But don't you worry. Cured or not, they've no plans to bring them into the city proper.
I see. Well, that's a relief then. I know
People
we've
stuck
brothers
me
and
on with.
sisters among the lot, but I can't say I'm eager to welcome them home.
Wanted to think about it for a while yet. They're to be looked after in Alagana for the time being.
Miss Julius? Meanwhile, in his card. Oh, hey, it's a buddy.
Another day, another commission of paramount importance. Well, what have we here?
Impert.
Hey,
Brains.
are you all right? Was that? No. The shadows play tricks, nothing more.
That guy had some stank. No, you're right. No, we talked
The
to him.
towers are gone, and the Garlean threat is abated. Yet, why does it feel as though it's about to get much, much worse?
You're projecting. Listen, okay? You need a good night's rest. There's no strange moon demons here. Go to sleep. It'll all be better in the morning. Whoa. So it begins. Ooh, hear that ominous music? 85. Skies aflame? We'll do it. When I get back from break, 'cause I need some food.